UIC.
Freedom the people of
Hell yeah.
freedom the people of need. Yeah, yeah. Freedom the people of want. Freedom the people of need. Yeah, yeah. Freedom the people of want. Freedom the people of need. Yeah, yeah. Freedom the people of want. Freedom the people of need. Yeah,
Yeah. Real man a road. Now bow wolf in a tree grand a road. Now bow down to no demon a road. UIC when you see man a road, me say yeah. Real man a road. Now bow wolf in a tree grand a road. Now bow down to no demon a road. UIC when you see man a road.
All right, good night, everyone. Welcome to UIC Liberty TV. Tonight we have a great show for you. Let's see who is on tonight. JMH, as usual. Good night. Gloria Morris, glad to have you on. Yes, guys. So tonight we're going to be talking about issues that St. Thomas is having, especially as it relates to the roads. We're seeing that the St. Thomas residents they've really had enough. Yes, they recently blocked major thoroughfares in the parish. I think starting Monday morning, they started blocking, and they're doing that to protest the poor road conditions that that the government has been putting them through because of poorly planned and badly managed projects. This project is called what? The Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. It's not improving St. Thomas at all. And I guess, well, not I guess, the residents are fed up. They have had enough, and so they're blocking the roads to show their disgust and to protest about the road conditions. The delays are also something that is ridiculous. You'll hear in a video that I'm going to play later. A short drive is now taking hours to do. A 15-20 minute drive is now taking you 2 hours because everyone has to be slowing down and taking time to to ease into the potholes and ease out of the potholes and from out of one pothole into the other. So yeah, it's really bad. So despite the police presence in the area, the residents have vowed to continue blocking the roads until work resumes. So apparently the roads have been dug up and just have been left. And no work on the roads have resumed since the whole health situation that the world went through recently. So they've just decided that, listen, enough is enough. It's been years now that we've been undergoing this, and we've just decided we're going to show our disgust and we're going to protest. One particular motorist, Ian White, said that this is a quote: "Even when the man them dig up the road, them don't even pave it back little so that we can drive on it. So we don't have no road we don't have. So that is our major issue on the road. That's why we are here today, and we're not stopping until we get results." So clearly they mean business. Let me see who else has popped on today to the stream before we get into the meat of the matter. Lionwood the Jungle, bless up yourself. Mitzi Lawrence, good to have you. Alan Scott, always on point. Who else is here? Liddy as well. Liddy is always on point. Class is in session, definitely. Cordell, good night, Cordell. Good night to see you. So, good to see you, sorry. So yes, the residents in St. Thomas have been going through an ordeal. And it's not one part of St. Thomas. If it was just one part, one section, then it would have been bad and not so bad. But some smart person thought of, let's dig up the whole road, the whole stretch running through St. Thomas, And so now the whole everybody in St. Thomas, you're gonna see in a video that even people in Portland are having issues. So I mean, this is really really interesting. Guys, remember, please like, share, comment on the live, and of course subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll get notified whenever we go live. Yeah, so the UIC stands with the people of St. Thomas, and of course people, all Jamaicans, you know, we're the people party. So the UIC will always stand with the people, will always take the side of the people. And we are standing with them in demanding good governance now. What has happened in the last couple of years, just for St. Thomas as it relates to the roads, has been a clear showing of bad governance. And so we, the UIC, along with the people of St. Thomas, we stand with the people of St. Thomas, and we are demanding good governance now. So many of you may have known or may know that we are doing a march on September 22nd about that very same topic, good governance now. And we invite those people from St. Thomas, also anyone in Jamaica that can make it to downtown Kingston, that's where we'll be starting, to come out and show your support. We'll be starting at the Ward Theatre downtown, and we'll be making stops along the way. So we'll be stopping at Hero Circle, and then from Hero Circle we go on to Emancipation Park, and then from Emancipation Park we go to Halfway Tree. So come out and show your support, those who can. Those who are in the diaspora, we should be streaming live, so you'll be able to tune in and see what's happening. But if you can't be there in the physical form, we'd love for you to be there in spirit. So join the live, and donate as well. Donate to the movement, and help us to stand up for you, you know, because that's really what we're doing. This march is all about, you know, standing up for the people of Jamaica, because we've been through a lot. We've been through a real big ordeal, and a lot is changing. A lot is about to change. Some of you may have heard the news that the Queen has passed on, and so now we're going to have a king, a king of Jamaica. And the question is, do we want a king of Jamaica, or do we want a true republic? You know, but yeah. So a lot of things are happening. A lot of things are changing. And we want to really, you know, stand up for the people of Jamaica alongside the change, and help to, you know, show some kind of solidarity, and also provide some kind of guidance to those in the country. Also very important is tomorrow. So tomorrow, September 9th, we're going to be having, well, Mr. Patterson is going to be in court. And this is a very important court date or court issue, because what happened was last year, we had a walk for liberty that we around the island. So we had in Mandeville, we also did one in Kingston, and there were other parts as well in around Jamaica that we did the walk. And so we all know that Mr. Patterson got locked up, and now they're bringing charges. So when we walked in Mandeville, there was no issue. We didn't have any issues. You know, I heard that the police or the head in command there at the station was, you know, was really, you know, he was okay with the whole thing. And now, because Mr. Patterson was arrested on September 22nd last year, they now kind of lumped on this, you know, charge that, you know, what happened in Mandeville. So he's now going to court tomorrow in Mandeville, at the Mandeville court. And very important, because Mr. Patterson really stood up for us, right? So him and the 500 that were there. I wasn't there. I had just found out about the US actually at the time. And so I wasn't there, but him along with 500 others stood up for our rights. And unfortunately, well, or fortunately, it depends on how you want to look at it. He is now representing, he's now representing us in court, right? So that's very important. September 9th, we will be streaming again tomorrow, live from court. Well, not in court, but when Mr. Patterson comes out, we'll be streaming live. And so tune in for that as well. And if you can't, again, if you can't come to show some kind of support, you know, watch on the stream. So on to the program that we have tonight. As I said, we're talking about St. Thomas. And boy, as I said, there's a video that I want to play for you guys. That, oh, hey Naika, how are you? Bring her in. How are you, Naika? Naika is going to be my co-host for tonight. So tonight, so I'm going to play you.
I'm doing.
You're good, but you're hungry. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, a little. I'm fine.
Oh, okay. You're fine. Great. Right, so I'm going to play a video for you guys that talks about, you know, the issues that our fellow citizens in St. Thomas have been facing for the last 2 to 3 years, guys. This is not, I mean, this is not something that's, you know, 6 months. This is 2 years of bad roads, you know, dig up, and of course rain falls and makes, you know, big holes. There was a video that was going around, was it last month or 2 months ago, where there was a hole that was dug and rain fell and filled it up, and people were swimming in the hole like it's a pool. Right? Crazy. So, but I'm going to play a video for you that really just touches on, you know, the issues that people of St. Thomas have been facing for the last 2 years.
Describe for me what the roads are like.
Terrible. The roads are very terrible, and it's really mashing up the taxi.
When you say terrible, tell me what you mean.
Terrible, that means we have big ditches, big potholes in the road, where when you hit those potholes, it leak out the front end, mash up the bar joints them, and the bushings them.
The road is in a undrivable condition.
Normally, a owner will get like $80,000 from the car. You have to spend back $50,000 on front end, just front end. I'm not talking about tires and gas and all those other things. Front end, because you know, tire then, and then talk about the rack and pinion. Rack and pinion on a bad road, and one rack and pinion can be even 100,000 for one of these cars.
Because of the condition of the road, I have lost a lot of members who come out of the business, surrender their road life, because them vehicle mash up and it's being repaired and all of that. That's what some of them say. They are not going to come back until when they see improvement on the road.
Who get money right now is the parts people them, because it mash up parts. Even bike, look at a bike and a bicycle. This road can mash up a bicycle. Me ride a bike and I have to buy shocks to bike front because of the road. It is bad.
Front end parts, shocks, tires, even burst up the body of the car. Right? Even the body itself of the car is burst. And when the body of the vehicle is burst, you know that is very dangerous.
When you say the body of the car burst, tell me what you mean.
Like the chassis, the inside the engine room where the shocks is bolt up, all those places can tear out.
What does it feel like when you're driving on the road?
I'll give you an example. The other day a teacher fell sick and I went and get her. She was having a back problem. I think it's somewhere in her spine. And I have to decide how to drive because if I drive too fast, she's crying. And if I go too slow, then I can't get to the emergency on time. I don't know if she might die. I don't know what will happen. So I have to be using moderation to take her to the hospital from her work.
Just said how it feels. I don't know if you remember Coney Park days when you're driving into a bumper car, right? That is how it feels when you put on 4 new shocks on your vehicle. I'm not running, my car doesn't run taxi. And when I put on 4 new shocks on my car, and within a week or 2, the 4 shocks them leak out. When we look underneath it, the shocks them a leak.
Commuters are complaining that they can't get to work or school because the taxi driver's not running.
I wouldn't say the taxi drivers is, because normally if the taxi driver even withdraw their service, you will still have some of them that do not want to withdraw their service, so they will work. But because of the road that been blocked, they cannot work, they can't move.
Even outside of the protest today though, the commuters saying there's fewer taxis on the road.
Yes.
What is happening?
Because red plate has been decreased. Because owners cannot maintain to keep a business, a red plate business out there. They surrender their road license, or some of them sell them cars, or they park the car.
You know people will surrender the license or sell the car or park the car?
I sell one of my car. I have to downsize. I downsize.
You sold one of your taxis?
Yes.
Why?
Because I can't maintain it. I have others to maintain and have to sell to spend on the others.
Because the cars have been damaged because of the condition of the road. A whole lot of the cars are in garage.
Tell me the problems you have with how the road construction is being done.
Very slow, because the road almost started 3 years ago. And to where they're at, still lane pipe, digging and lane pipe. I need a good reason why we are still there. Why the road haven't paved? Why we are still laying pipes?
They just go through and them dig up the whole of the road. Right? Them dig up the whole of the road, so the whole of the road is bad because of how them dig it up. They don't dig up like a mile and fix there and give you a good condition to drive on, and then they move on. They just dig up everywhere.
They dig up everything and they not do nothing. They not do nothing on the road. Me travel straight. And they not do nothing on the road. No. Sometimes when the workers they go on the road and just sit like this. Them sit on the sidewalk. They not do nothing. The contractor, the workers, they not do nothing. The road need to take from the cobbler them and give back to the Chinese. And the Chinese them, because the black man them like with them, some of them are cobbler. They don't know nothing. They better go down and dress make a school go learn. Because they can't fix it. They can't take a dress make a put to fix the road.
What do you think they should do differently in how they're doing the road?
One of the main problems to maintain the road while you are working on it. So when there is rain and it create the potholes and the ditches, cover them with whatever river shingles or marl. When the road is dry like now, you're going to encounter a lot of dust, wet the road.
Tell me how it's affecting how you go about your business.
Okay, the reason why it affects us, especially me, as a Arkham small business woman, when I went to town on a Thursday, when I come back from town, I can't get to work the way I'm tired. I have to just go while asleep, not even shower, I can't take same time. I have to just wash off my face and my foot and while asleep, and when I wake up, I go and take my shower. It affects me big time because me live a lethal. The way all the road bad, the people them, the taxi man them from Moran Bay withdraw from coming to lethal. That's the reason why we are block the road. Because they now come over direction, and without the taxi man then coming here, we can't get to our destination.
Tell me how much longer it makes you traveling. Like how long it takes the first time and how long it takes you now with the road station.
First time it takes us like 15 minutes from Lethal to Moran Bay. Now it takes us 3 hours before we reach I come from Moran Bay from after 5. And when me reach a Lethal, it was after 8 in the night. To show you how long we have to sit down in traffic, the way all the roads stay. And then on the other hand, it's coming like say, the truck man them are sabotage us. Because what? With my knowledge, fixing the road, you can fix the road when time we have a working day.
It's terrible every day. I am not a driver, taxi driver. But to drive from here to Moran Bay, it take me like 2 hours, 1.5 hours, 45, yeah, to reach Moran Bay. And that tired me to reach home back.
Tell me what takes so long?
The vehicle, the road.
And it normally takes how long before all of this?
15 minutes.
So why is it no
15 minutes from Port Moran because the road is bad. All the, you can see it's just holes. Digging, and there is no flat surface for you to ride on. And that is very bad. For me, it is very bad.
Hard miss, because they don't have no taxi to go nowhere. No taxi to go to Moran Bay. Taxi now run from Moran Bay come a Lethal.
I was having a problem last term about the buses, the transportation. When him to come to school, so my time all 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, him just get bus from Port Antonio to reach. So my time when him reach up here is 12 o'clock, lunchtime and them stuff. And to reach back home, when he did reach, and to reach back home, so my time all 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock he out here. Same way don't get any drive, so my time is Miss Face, you have to help them to get on a drive, reach even Long Bay. And from Long Bay, them get a next taxi to Port Antonio. And so my time when him reach to Port Antonio and to reach up in Cornwall Barracks, difficult. So my time I have to charter a taxi and stuff. But him father have a car, but his father don't, he's not here most of the time because
So
he work out.
He might leave home what time in the morning?
5 o'clock in the morning.
And reach home what time?
So my time all 12 o'clock.
Tell us how that affect him.
Very bad because the next morning him tell me, I'm tired, I don't feel like to go to school because I'm tired. But me say, he has to go. And so my time, him reach Port Antonio, all me tell him to go and reach Port Antonio, end up have to turn back because him can't get any drive. But from the last time we spoke, and Miss Facey, I don't know how, but them get some bus and so forth, and he never so bad. But I don't know about this term.
We face several challenges owing to the construction that is taking place, where teachers came to school late, students were late. On many occasions, students did not show up for school, and the end result was where we saw a number of our students did not do as well as they could have done academically. We have also lost a number of students owing to the poor condition of the roads and the difficulties they face throughout the term.
I know you had trouble with students just not being able to get home until very, very late. Tell us how bad that got.
That situation was really very bad, where I had students still in the surroundings up to 8 o'clock and even later on some days. So it was really very bad until we made our cry known through the media, and we got some assistance from the Ministry of Education, and we got some amount of help there, and it helped to boost the situation where we were now able to transport some of our students out of here in a more timely manner.
So to be clear, that was because they were here this late. Why?
Because they could not get anything to go home. There were no buses on the road.
Because of the road conditions?
Yes, a number of the operators withdrew their services from the area. We're still experiencing that situation right now, where the buses were removed and replaced with the 7-seaters, and that cannot assist us getting our students to and from school.
So tell us the problems with the road. What them do to the road?
The road now, them dig up the road and all sort of stuff, and the road is very bumpy. But right now, some section of the road kind of fixed, you know, about from Long Bay to about Manchineel. But the rest side from where it starts, go back to Port Antonio is very difficult.
So there's still problems getting taxi?
Yes, some of the time. Yes, some of the time, but for now, through some of the part of the road, the bus them kind of run little. but them still have a difficult problem from down below to Port Antonio come up to Long Bay. As I there, so the road start from come to about Manchineel. Yeah, so, and from you pass Manchineel coming this side, the road bumpy same way. So when them come, them turn right there, and when it reach certain hours in the evening, like these hours, it's difficult to get drive go back.
Okay, so I hope you guys were hearing what was happening in the video, because I cannot believe that this is what is happening. I went to St. Thomas, I think it was last month, and the state of the roads was really atrocious. It was ridiculous. Something that should have taken me probably a journey that should have taken me about an hour took me about 2.5 hours. And then I'm talking with some of the people in St. Thomas, some of the citizens, and they're saying that this has been going on for 2 years, and I'm like, 2 years? No, sir, this can't work. So here we have a situation where the government of Jamaica is now engaging this or starting this new road works project, right? And of course, they love to give, fancy names and all these things. So it's called the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. And, of course, they're going to be all flair and all, big announcement, and we're going to be doing this and etc. And instead of building the road along the way, so as the gentleman said in the video, you do 2 miles or you do a mile, you pave that, everything, and you move on to our next section. Instead of doing that, they have disrupted the whole parish of St. Thomas. The whole parish. And still, it hasn't been, they're not even halfway done. As one of the gentlemen said in the video, they're still laying pipes on some parts of the road. I mean, this is 2 years later, they're still laying pipes. I'm sorry, this is ridiculous. You have issues. People are taximen. These are people who, this is how they earn their bread. Well, some of them, right? And they have decided to either surrender their taxi license or sell their car or park the car. Now imagine you as someone who is a taxi driver. A couple nights ago, we had a taxi driver on our show, Desmond Myrie. I think he's here. So I'm in the show, in the chat. Big up Desmond, Mr. Myrie. And imagine this is your way of making a living, providing for your family. And you now you're now faced with the decision of either parking your car or even selling it, or renouncing or not renewing your taxi license because of the state of the road. This should have been, this could have been easily dealt with. As I said, do parts, along the way. This is where we're at. And this is the kind of, what we see in the country is just a reflection of this. This just shows us that there is no, 78 years of bad governance has led to this, where we have a government that has, let's face it, St. Thomas has been the quote-unquote forgotten parish, right? And finally they're getting something, right? Finally. And it's still 2 years in and they still can't get it. It's crazy. Naika, do you have any comments?
Oh, sure. I hope everybody can hear me clearly. You can hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah. Another thing that I need to point out was the fact that the teachers are saying this is also affecting how the students perform in school academically, right? Because of the road condition that get into school late, they sometimes probably miss out a key lesson or two. She's also concerned about the safety of the students in the afternoons going back home from school. Why? They're wait. What are they waiting for? A taxi? A taxi that is going to take what, an hour to get to them because of the horrible road condition. Come on, we can't have that. And also we have a we have Miss Douglas who lives in St. Thomas on this call as well, so she can give her perspective on it, because since she's living the situation, really, she can really give you a better understanding of what's happening over there.
Yeah, man.
Let me
So
just
let's
bring
bring-
on now.
Yes. Hello, Miss Douglas. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Good night, Mr. Douglas. Good night, Naika.
Good night.
I am happy to be on.
Good
When I was
night.
asked to come on, good night, my darling. When I was asked to come on, I'm a team player and I don't like go alone. So I went up the road and saw some persons. I just asked them. I would like you to tell me, looking at the St. Thomas network, give me one word or a phrase or a sentence. And here goes, I did not make anything. I write exactly what they said to me. The first person comment, the worst I have ever seen in 87 years. This man is a police officer. The road come like a puzzle. I can't figure it out. 3, the worst I have seen in St. Thomas. 4, it's a worse, this is Patwa, it's worse than the bad. No, it's worse than tan bad. When rain fall, you know how it go. 3 years and the road tan so. Now work right. Them wicked. Terrible, disgusting, horrible, deplorable, terrible, deplorable. Boy, the road terrible. Other comments. Maybe wait patiently. May have 2 foot, maybe walk. May not have nothing to say. And that's the end of the little thing on the road. For me now, I am living in St. Thomas for 45 years. I have never seen the road in this condition. All those words that were used, I am 100% behind them. Where I live a little off the mean, so there's a lane that I would walk and come to my yard. When rain fall, I need a boat. Everywhere is a mess. Since I went up the road a while ago, a lady pipe burst and the place is flooded now. I don't know what is happening. I have this feeling that these men do not know what they are doing. Is there a blueprint to say that there's a junction right here? When the tractor comes, don't push it right here because the pipe is going to burst. I wonder if these guys are on holidays, because sometimes they would lie down on their back and they're rolling that thing in the middle of their hand and a cup of boom is beside them. And when it's not that, they're on the phone. And they work as if they are in a daze, as if it's not urgent for the road to be fixed so that commuters can use the road. And I'm getting to understand. One last comment said, the corruption is from the top of the political realm right down to the man on the road. Everybody is corrupt. I went to a JP recently and this young man came. He had worked for 4 weeks. And when he went to the bank, no money's in the bank. Another one told me a while ago, he worked for 8 weeks and there's no money in the bank. Those things are not supposed to be happening in the country. If you work, you must get paid. And I do not know. They dig up the road today, the road tomorrow. The other day they dig the road. What are they looking for? I am wondering if they're looking for gold. And that is what they has been doing for a very, very, very long time. I went to Least All today. I have a piece of land that lease all. And the lease all is worse. The road going towards the east is worse than the road going towards the west. I do not know what is happening. Pure pothole. And when it's not pothole, they dig up the hole and you see like they were connected with water mean or something. But Naika, Mr. Harper, it is dreadful. Most of them are off the road because they don't want the front end to get hurt because they have to pay for it. Everything is a mad, crazy bird in St. Thomas. I do not know when it is going to over. And of course, every day a madman would pass through at 90 miles an hour. And when you go through, you are going to the Sahara Desert and you're on the camels, and that cloud behind you, that is what is happening here. And everybody have to go under AC because the place is dusty. I am living 1, 2, 3 homes up away from the main road, and you would like to see how my place does up. So it's just, people just resign like that little guy say, oh, me wait. What are you waiting on? And people are just passive. What is it, Yanika? This passiveness. There's a community center not too far away from me, and I wanted it to do some boys program activities.
But
oh, God help me. I don't know. I don't know what is happening. And if I could find somewhere to go, honest to God, I would go. But because of you, I see a light at the end of the tunnel. So I am looking forward to that light.
Go ahead, Naika. I think there's a delay. I'm not hearing you now.
I am expecting that, because UIC is on the line. It always happens. You hear that?
But you can hear me, Miss Douglas?
Yes, I can hear you now, Mr. Harper.
Okay. All right. So the road has been, how long has this, how long has the road been like this?
I am hearing 3 years on the road, but I'm not dead sure, but something like that, between 2 and 3.
2 and 3
what is happening, what I get to understand, the road was given to the Chinese, and the Chinese subtractors who are Negroes, ourselves, and they go and do subtracting below, and I think that is where the problem starts. It's as if they don't know what they're doing, or it's a political thing, so they're hustling. The work is hustle. So no professional anything is happening. The hustling, real hustling. Yeah.
So what we have is a situation where the government has contracted the Chinese to do.
That's what we were told.
And the Chinese have subcontracted another company.
Yes, right.
And that company is subcontracting another company.
Yes.
So we have 3 companies are supposed to be working on the road. And all know.
And maybe that's where the money is leaking, because there's so much oil.
That's where the money is leaking. So, friend and company, I'll get the work and I'll give you the contract, and you are there.
Yes.
And that's how it works, unfortunately.
Yes. That is what is happening for us.
And so we have a situation now where because we were last month we were in St. Thomas with you, Miss Douglas, and I tell you, the road does not look like it's going to be finished anytime soon.
Anytime soon. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It does not look like, I'm saying like next year. The roads are ridiculous, and I don't know how MPs for the area can really look on what's happening and be okay with what's happening.
Can I tell you a secret? Can I tell you a secret? Do you know that you have persons in Parliament who are part of the contracting team? You are being paid by the government. Good. And these men are supposed to break to get some funds. And you, the government, become a part of that. When will it end? And you cannot talk because you have too much to come and stone your house or burn it down. This kind of fear, People are afraid to talk because if you talk, Mr. Son, let me not say it on the air. People are scared of them. I'm a little scared too, but
when I started doing the wait, say mining, when they started the digging, did they actually give the citizens of St. Thomas like a time period to say by this time it will be finished?
Beautiful question. I have been asking the
Or they
same
just
question too.
begin, left road
I think it's,
and
I believe
nothing.
I believe it's a willy-nilly thing. Because if Mr. Harper wanted me to do X amount not being done properly, all he has to do is fire me and give it to you. That don't happen because Cottage Pen, there was a professional PNP operative out there working. And as soon as the government changes, Colonel got to kick him out of the job. And the man who came, he hasn't got a clue what he was doing. So they have to go back for that man, fix that situation, and they kick him out again. So it's a joke thing, you know? It's a friend thing. So we have to just sit and shut up and watch. And if we don't like it, we leave it. And it's not just in my end, you know, my end is from roundabout to Cedar Valley. And I heard that Cedar Valley is even worse than down here. From the Seaford Bridge to the school, that is Robert Lightman School, it is not so bad since recent times. And down by Cottage Pen, that was dug up about 5 or 6 times before the digging stops. Well, from there to the high school, up to round finger post to go to Middletown, it's not so bad. But the rest of it, good God in heaven, you can bury people in there daily. And the amount of dirt on the roadside. And since the blocking of the road across the east, and there's a lot of activities happening now. I passed there today and I saw a lot of dirt showing on the roadside. I never know you could throw dirt on the road to make a road. The natural dirt, you know. And they roll it and they put some black oil on it and then they put something over it and run it. And as the rain falls, the pot will dig up again. So it's substandard work. If you're making a road now, if it can last for 50 years, you're not making a road. You know? Yeah. So it's sad. It's sad.
I'm going to say something, and I think you can probably agree with me on Douglas. On the way to St. Thomas, right? I realized that it's actually it's a very beautiful parish. Can you imagine just driving along that way, you're overlooking the sea? My highlight of the day was the sunset when I was, leaving St. Thomas going home. What I've noticed, the parts that is untouched by the government are the prettiest parts of the parish. It is the prettiest part of the parish. Let's not even talk about the sea. When let's talk about the landscape, when you're looking up over there, it's the prettiest part.
The Blue Mountains.
That the government
the Blue Mountains. Yeah.
Prettiest.
It is one of the most.
When I saw a dome in the capital of the parish. That's the area that they call Church Corner or something like that. It's Douglas Park.
Yes, darling. Listen to me. St. Thomas. This is a fact. St. Thomas is one of the most historical parishes in Jamaica. Okay? Yeah. Right now, I have 2 children, 2 boys. The last one went and did motor vehicle repairs at Jaggers. He said, Mommy, every time I come off the bridge, that is the long bridge to the cemetery, I am depressed. St. Thomas is one of the ugliest parishes in Jamaica right now. The town square is disgusting. The roundabout there to go to Seaford is disgusting. The poorhouse is right at the corner there. The funeral, the burial ground is over there waving to you. It's depressing, totally depressing, and nothing is happening. I said to the mayor the other day, I had this dream where we could raise the bar of the cemetery and put on some seascape on the wall. The professional athlete from around the west, you put them on that side to the west. You put them on the east. You know what the mayor told me? Oh, the council is going to do that. And the other day I went to Morant Bay and saw they put the same vision that I had on a wall in Morant Bay Square. As a matter of fact, one of my students was part of it. So, I dreamt this. They're not doing anything, miss. No parish council not doing anything. Anything you suggest, they tell you that they were going to do it, and it is right where it is. Elders Park, the place is dirty. Your seats in the park, you can sit. When you see across there, but if you eat and you throw the biscuit on the floor, you throw the bottles on the ground. Some men are out with a little gazebo playing dominoes. It is not going anywhere. Honest to God, my dead for we come in the office anywhere. It's not going anywhere. And I'm not saying this because I want the parish to look bad. It's not going anywhere. And there's nobody here to stand up for us. So I do not know what is going to happen to the parish.
Well, that's why the
I don't know what will happen to the parish.
You're not saying the you're not making the parish look bad. It already looks bad. You're just saying exactly how the parish look. It looks bad.
Yeah.
We need leaders for St. Thomas right now.
Yeah.
Goodyear is gone. Goodyear left us a long time ago. The cane fields are gone. The banana fields are gone. Just recently, Surge Island, most of their business is gone. Eastern Banana is gone. The sugar factory in Eastern is gone. Everything is gone. And you know what else is leaving? The brain of our youngsters, the brain drain. As soon as they leave high school, they're going to look jobs in Kingston and elsewhere, or board the plane and go abroad. We have to put a stem on that. We need people who care about Jamaica and the people that live here. That is our problem. People who care about the country and the people that live in the country. Last week, I get to understand that Mr. Charles, his wife, and his mother, the wife, they was out by some shop corner. And the man said he has never seen Donaldson stuff like that, $5,000 bill. Paying the people not to block the road. What kind of nastiness is that? All right? The road was blocked, but semi-block. Was a you have so much money to the road, not to block the road. Why you don't develop the area? Why you don't develop the space and help young people to get something to do? It's sickening, really sickening.
Bribery.
Yes, who?
Bribery.
That's Charles. Of course it's bribery. Yes.
That is
and there's nobody strong enough to say, no, sir.
That's like
this is not what we want. We want. You know that the man have 1,500 acres of land in St. Thomas? And he's not from St. Thomas? I don't know where he's going.
Who is? Oh.
Yes. I heard that he bought tax office. And I tell my cousin, anytime he come back, call me. Because he's going to tell me who he buy the land from. He buy him own church corner to talk about, him own the left side to the river. Him own Stanton. Him own a beach. What's happening in the country? Nobody's talking about it. So we don't sit down and look. And if you go out anything, as if come everybody run down and leave you one, me get that chance. And I do that for them. All of us have to do it together. We have to do it together.
Yeah. And this is why the UIC is here. We're here to defend the people and stand up for the people.
I know that, Mr. Douglas. I have been preaching that for someone now. Yes, man, I know.
And join hands and help. And you know, a lot of stuff has been happening all over the island. It's not just St. Thomas, you know. But tonight we're focusing on St. Thomas and what's been happening there. I'm going to read some comments that have been in the chat. Lady Williams says the government is a disgrace to the Jamaican people, but thank God for UIC. Change is on the horizon. Vote UIC and let us take the country. Useless government.
I agree.
I agree 100%, Lady. We have a government that they are quite fine with what's happening. They don't have any plans of changing anything. They don't want to make our lives better because their lives are already better, right? If you look at what's happening right now, most young people are either going away or if they're home, they're turning to scamming and other illegal activities.
Easy money, easy money.
If they're not doing that, they're heading into politics, which is corruption. So Jamaica has been set up now where in order for you to make any kind of, or in order for you to live any kind of good life, you have to be doing something illegal. Or
there you go.
Some form of back deal back deal operation happening for you to be able to survive, right? And this, I'm hoping that our Jamaican people are realizing what is happening, because it's only going to get worse. It is going
to get worse. It is going to get worse. Because when people are hungry, they want food to eat, and anywhere it comes from, they're going to get it.
Any means necessary, they're going to get
it.
Right?
Yes.
And the children now who are growing up and seeing all of this happen around them are going to say, well, this is how it should be. This is the norm. This is what has always happened. Last night we had some young people on the show.
Oh God, my chicken burned up last night. I'm just back. Maybe if we get the chicken because of the children. If we get the chicken from the stove and we get burned up, what about my chicken? All right, go on, Miss Go on.
Yes, so we had the young people.
Fabulous program, and people are of them. Fabulous program.
When Mr. Patterson mentioned that there was a time when Jamaica had 66 murders for the year, they were in shock. They were like,
yeah, man.
Jamaica? I mean, so that's just showing you, and I mean, yes, it's it was in 1962, but look at where we've come from. As in, it's been a steady, well, not even steady, it has been a rapid decline from 66 murders a year to now over 1,200, right? And again, it's getting worse.
Every day somebody dies. Jeez.
So, I mean, we have a government that clearly doesn't care. They are all right because they have already positioned themselves and put themselves in certain places where they're able to take care of their family and their family's family and their family's family's family. If you notice what's happening, Colonel Charles Jr. is in politics. Darrell Van, his father was in politics. He's now in politics. His wife is in politics now. You get what I'm saying? So it's a family thing now.
No, right? Family affair, yeah.
They're now securing the wealth
for themselves.
So they don't care about what's happening with the rest of the country. They will come out and they'll say this thing and that thing and make announcements, and then Dolly House mash up, and it doesn't matter because they are all right, or we're going to do something else, or we're going to implement something else.
And they don't fly out. They don't invest here. They don't invest here.
They don't invest here. And so we have a situation now where things are, well, not now, but we have a situation where things are getting to a point where I believe we need to start saying enough is enough. We, the people, need to say, listen.
No, but enough is enough long time. Enough is enough.
This cannot continue.
Look at the case in Manchester yesterday. This guy said he's going to capture all the girls, listen up, all the girls and all the women in Manchester and take them to Satan. Right there, you guys know that this guy's a mental case. He speaks well, something wrong. And that, so, take it up on his head and go and find him. And look from when Donnelly is dead. And Holly Force together can find him. So you see, this is a joke. This is a terrible joke. Chase, we need, Mr. Douglas, we need UIC right now. For me, UIC, for me, the two parties started apart at the top of the hill. And gradually, after 78 years, they come right together. And now they are one kind with two different sides. And they are right at a crossroad there where the little emojis, their eyes are open brightly, and a lot of question signs are over their head because they don't know where to go next, because they run out of lyrics. Now me see the Uniter, which is a hub, coming up from the valley where the people are going to come over now. We're crossing it over. We're tired of that. Leave it right in and start over Jamaica. Yeah. We need a new Jamaica. We need a clean Jamaica. We need an orderly Jamaica. Whenever time I think about the future, the word orderly always comes in my mind. And when I look at this lady that lives in Singapore from Jamaica, when she talk, Lord G, maybe I won't live to see all of that changes, but once it starts, I am happy. We need to start somewhere. We can't live like this anymore.
Yeah, man.
We can't live like this anymore.
As Lion says, that's why we need new leadership. This will not happen under the government
And that
this
guy
will not happen in the governance of the UIC.
that lock up Mr. Patterson, I know him very well, you know. I think he should join the party. Because if him never lock up Mr. Patterson, I would know about UIC. So that was a good and a bad situation. I didn't know about UIC so long you guys are here. And I am so nosy and I never hear of the party until I lock up this man. McGregor. Yeah, McGregor did a good thing. I am going to look for him until he comes in UIC because you caused this thing to open. And God make you lock him up so we could know that this is happening. We need to get the people to understand what is happening and where we need to go. The party thing not helping anymore.
Yeah.
You green and you orange. It can't work anymore. It's about now the country and the people that live in the country. Yeah? Them said the queen dead. I know she dead long time. I know she dead about a year now. And them ever look like I walk around and show people. And she's dead now. Well, so nice for us, so we don't have to worry. We can clean out the house now and get a new.
Yes. Now is the time.
We can't get the country to change overnight. We need to understand that also. All of us are going to put our hand on the table and work slowly towards the development of the country. You understand? And it can happen.
Yeah.
But we have to see, people have to see what we see to get there. And nobody not going to carry no money on no corner to give a vote. One of my friends, my shoemaker, told me that the party cannot win. I said, why? You have to come with money. Where are we going to get the money from? The party is new. You won't scam the money and can't come and give you. We want to get rid of the scamming. The party is new. So we're going to make sacrifice. Looking forward to the future when it starts. Then about not pay for nothing. You'll get job and you work and save your money like other Jamaicans do and make life. Look at me, sir. That guy. That rich guy, I think he has something to do with Microsoft. He died recently. Steve Jobs, he said, look at me. I am dying and I'm a billionaire and the money cannot help me. One thing I have to tell you before I die is one, you take care of you. Because if nobody don't take care of you, nobody will. So if all of us start taking care of ourselves and together we work, we can get there.
Yes.
We can get there.
100%. 100%.
The country need Mr. Pat. You know what I am thinking? Would it be nice to have the three ladies on one night, the three wives on one night, and let them tell corporate Jamaica why we should support their husbands? Don't you think that'd be a nice program? Don't laugh.
That would be a very nice program.
That would be a nice program. Yes, give them 5 minutes to tell us why we should support your husband and make the country judge. I would love that.
Yes. But you know that's not going to happen.
Why?
I don't think the prime minister or the leader of opposition would want their wives to be on.
But we're not talking to the department men. We're talking to the wives. We're talking to the wives.
So I don't think they would want their wives to be on the show.
Scared?
Well, you know, that may be it. So all right, so we're gonna head to what is the UIC's proposal, or what's the UIC's solution
for the road
for all of this. And I was looking at I was trying to find a video where Mr. Patterson was talking about toll roads.
Talking about toll roads.
Toll roads, as in getting rid of toll roads. So one of the UIC's policies and plans, this is part of our 10-point plan, is that we're going to do away with toll roads, right? So we're going to have highways, but no longer toll roads. We're going to have, these are nice, well constructed roads that don't mash up every 6 months or every year or whenever rain falls. We're going to have proper engineers building these roads. And these roads are going to be all over. So we're going to have, you know, major roads, minor roads that are well kept, well maintained, and we're now able to get from point A to point B in a relatively safe manner and also timely, relatively timely manner. As you saw in the video, one of the issues is school. You know, here you have students now that they're either turning up to school late, or even some of the teachers aren't coming to school on time either because of the roads, because of what's happening in St. Thomas. We'll now be providing roads that are top-notch, top quality.
Okay.
Naika had a, I don't know if she still has it, if she can play that video clip. Well, you'd have to play it over the phone or over the microphone. But just for you guys to get an understanding of one of the fifth plan or 10-point plan regarding the roads. Very important, because this is a solution that we think will help not just in the safety and the timeliness of getting from point A to point B and helping with production, because you know the faster you can get from one point to another point is the more production will go up. But also making the place look nice, you know, street lights and well paved roads, and also gonna have, you know, manicured lawns and hedges along the roads and stuff like that.
Flowers.
Exactly, flowers, you know, trees where there can be trees. Food, you know. So these are things that will help in the upliftment of Jamaica and our Jamaican citizens, because we're in a state now where, you know, it's like everybody's in a pigsty, and that's what we're coming to expect. So I'm not sure if Naika, all right, we're going to give Naika a second to find it.
Okay.
So before we get there, let's look at some other questions and other comments. I have a comment here by Dalton. Dalton is saying, the local contractors are doing what they do best for overcost and fleecing the government for more money. 100% correct, Dalton. And this is unfortunately what we have, what we've been experiencing over the last 7 to 8 years. Liddy says, that's the reason why we in the diaspora, along with our fellow Jamaicans, are doing our best to donate to the UIC, because we are fed up of the two old colonial parties. We really need things to change. Exactly, Liddy.
We fed up too.
And as Liddy mentions donations, we are on a drive right now to get 1,000 people donating $25 a month, or the equivalent. And this will greatly help the UIC in being able to do what we need to do, you know, going out there and getting councillor candidates, going out there and getting MP candidates, going out there and helping to fund these candidates in their campaigns, right? Because we all know local government elections is, and it can be called any time now, because I mean it's been long overdue. And so we need to be on the ballot, right? Because it's one thing to say, yeah, the UIC is going to bring change, and you know, which we will. But if there's nobody there as a representative, then the people can't vote for the UIC. So it's very important for us to be able to have that kind of money to fund and help our candidates go out there and go in their communities and get, you know, make people aware of what's happening with the UIC. So the goal is 1,000 donations, or 1,000 people donating $25 a month. And we would greatly appreciate that. So that's our goal. Okay, Naika is ready for me. So let's see if we can get that video. Where is it now? Do I need to share my screen, Naika? All right, until she comes up. Another comment here by Alan Scott. 5 million in 5 months. Begging your money now. Donate. Don't procrastinate. Donate to UIC. Definitely.
That would be great. That would be great.
Another comment here by Wade Noble. The UIC will be sprinting away to the finish line in 2024. I agree.
So too. If the people understand the message, they will sprint.
I think so. I think so, definitely. Wellington says he's watching from Boston. Thank you, Wellington. Welcome. These are all great ideas, but the fundings are coming from where? Okay, great goodies. Is that the name? All right, so how we're going to fund the UIC is, remember how, here's the thing. We have the money, you know. Jamaica is not a poor country, you know.
No.
Jamaica is a poorly run country. It's not a poor country. We have the money. The government spent $900 billion last year. So it's not that we don't have the money. It's that the money that we have, where is it going? That's the question. Dalton Target says, the last 20 years, the Chinese have taken billions of dollars in precious metals from Africa. Okay, so we are ready. Let's see if it will play. No, it's not happening. Okay. Let's see. Is that the screen? No. No. All right. Some things I'm not able to bring up. Bring up the screen. All right. So Max Velocity says, watching from New Orleans.
Can I ask you a question in the meantime?
Sure, Ms. Douglas.
Hmm?
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
I saw in the group where they're saying that if we put up the posted private property, we government still have to be paid. How is that?
But that's for what now?
We were thinking of putting up posters across St. Thomas. But we were going to ask persons who have private property allows to put their sign in their yard. And at the end of the year, we would give them some form of contribution. But I saw in our post where they're saying that the government is still going to charge. So that turned me off because it will cost us.
I'm not sure on that. I'm not sure on that.
Okay.
So I can't really answer. Answer that one. All right. Jojoya says, we're rising up. The diaspora helped us sustain Jamaica during the pandemic lockdown. We can do this. We can do this. Enough is enough. That's right, Jojoya. Enough is enough. I'm going to see if I can find the video and play it from here. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. All right. Okay. All right. So video. I want you guys to really see. Really see. Okay.
UIC Liberty TV. Change you can trust. Number 5. Number 5.
All right.
We're going to eliminate the tolls. No more.
Let me see if I can make this bigger. Maybe not.
For toll roads. So we're going to have those.
All right. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm sorry, guys, but this is a very important point here.
Okay.
All right, so here we go.
You can trust.
Number five, we're going to eliminate the tolls. No more toll roads. So we're going to have those roads, but get rid of the tolls. So renegotiating all of that. And implement a solid system of quality road networks into all communities. So no more where you have the main road is good and you turn off and it's all this bad road and you can't get up to your house. We're going to treat you with respect and focus on getting all of our roads properly fixed. Not the helter-skelter thing you're used to. Proper civil engineering now. Proper civil engineering with good drainage systems that are maintained, cleaned routinely by having a public works department with regular staff that are working around the clock 365 days a year to maintain a quality road infrastructure, a quality drainage system, and a quality landscape that you can enjoy right across every single parish, every community. Again, job creation, productivity improvements, and on top of that, we're going to introduce a 21st century transportation service that includes high-speed rail and ferry service right across the country. So you can live in Hanover and you can work in St. Thomas. You can live in St. Anne and work in Portland. You can live in Westmoreland and work in Kingston. You don't have to move to Kingston. You can just quickly hop on and get there by train or bus. And don't believe we can't do this. All of this is already done in Singapore. They have done it because they had leadership. They had leaders who cared, leaders with vision, leaders with purpose, leaders who were looking to build the country as opposed to building their own personal bank account. You know, you have a prime minister that's focused on building his own wealth and not building the interest of the Jamaican people. We have to change that. And it begins with leadership, with a heart of love, with care for the Jamaican people, care for Jamaica itself. I am shocked to see the condition of our country after 77 years. It means that all of those politicians who have led us for 77 years, they have no respect, no regards for the Jamaican people. And that's why our country looks so dilapidated, so unclean, and so uncared for. Because if they loved Jamaica, if they really cared about Jamaica, our country wouldn't look like this. So we're going to fix the problem. We're going to fix the problem by focusing on Jamaica instead of corruption. Yeah? And we're going to stop the bleeding and then refocus that money into the economy and into fixing the country. So we're going to make it easier and faster for people to move goods and services around the country and move themselves around the country. We're going to increase export as a result of the lower transportation costs and the easier access to bringing things to port. You know, so this point number 5 is critical for lifting up the economy by having a solid transport infrastructure network that allows for easy and efficient movement from your home to your destination anywhere around the country.
One of the points in the 10-point plan that we have on our website, you can go to our website www.uicjamaica.com and read the other 9 points in the 10-point plan. But this 5th point speaks to just building proper infrastructure for Jamaica so that we're able to be more productive, move around the country a lot quicker. Right now, I know of people that live in St. Elizabeth, but they work in Kingston. So what they do is they are living in St. Elizabeth. They have to now rent somewhere in Kingston to stay there during the week. And then, you know, every 2 weeks or whatever, they come back down to St. Elizabeth, spend a weekend, and then come back to Kingston. With what we're proposing in terms of building proper roads and also building out a proper transportation system, you're now going to be able to live in St. Elizabeth and work in Kingston and not have to move from St. Elizabeth. So you're now able to jump on a train and that takes you from St. Elizabeth to Kingston, you know, hour and a half, and you're in Kingston, you go to work, after work, jump on the next train, go back home, right? This is now going to help the country to be a lot more productive, because now things are moving faster. Now people can get from point A to point B. Goods can get from point A to point B, right? So this is going to help to boost our economy, right? So, and then along with that is, you know, the pride of, you know, nicely manicured lawns and sidewalks and, you know, street lights, and just helping to make the country look better, right? So this is a very important plan, because, you know, as it is now, a lot of people, like the other day I heard someone say to me, they're flying into Norman Manley and then touch down, and by the time them touch down Windward Road side, like them I say, oh God, you know, the place just looks dirty and, you know, doesn't look presentable. It's like they feel like they've stepped back in time, you know. We want to change that and make Jamaica a clean, safe, and orderly society. We also want to make Jamaica a republic, yes, but we also want to make Jamaica productive. So we are more productive. We're able to get things done a lot quicker. You won't have the red tape. You won't have, you know, going from point A to point B and back to point A to go to point C to go back to point A, you know, just for one thing. You know, we want to make things a lot easier on us, because it can be done, right? And it should not be that it takes you forever to get things done because of the road or because of, you know, the bureaucracy in, you know, areas. So that is a very, very important point. Do you have anything to add, Mrs. Douglas, Ms. Douglas, on the 5th point in the 10-point plan?
I am looking forward. This is honesty. Yeah. I when I talk, I do not think about party. I think it's because of UIC why I'm thinking like this. I don't think about party anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think about the development of the country for the people that live in the country. I look forward to the cleanness, the cooperation of ourselves, the way we grow our children. Because I was saying to Mr. Patterson the other night, sir, I want to talk to Chase. Can you pass on that message for me, please? Are you me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
I talk to Chase re-education, where we could develop a home curriculum for the child. Before that child go to school, there are certain things that we would teach that child at home. So when he or she goes to school, for example, you send your grandbaby to school and she comes back with 3 pencils, but you gave her 1 in the morning. And you said to her, but I gave you 1. How did you come back with 3? Grandma, I found 2. So you're going to tell her, take back the 2 to the school or give it to the teacher. So from there, you are teaching your grandchild to be honest. So crime right there is getting smaller, because all our little ones are going to learn the same thing, and they're going to grow accordingly. And then maybe by the time they reach 15, we have them thinking the way we want them to think. Honest, clean moral standing, they know when not to take what don't belong to them, excuse themselves, act polite. We want the real children, because I'm jealous of Singapore boasting the bright children in the world. And I know if our children in Jamaica get the right kind of training, Singapore has to take 2nd place or we tie. So I am looking forward to that country, that dream that Mr. Patterson and the movement has. And I am looking forward where each parish, each county, because I like the idea of the county. I was saying last night, the program that you brought on last night, that was a master stroke. Because those young persons that spoke last night, you can see the leadership coming out of them. And if sir do that across the counties, like for example, this week he would do Cornwall. The next week, one of the chairperson of comes on. So in a run, you would have Mr. Patterson, then one vice, Mr. Patterson, then another vice, Mr. Patterson, then another vice, right across like that. We get enough young persons on to hear what they have to say and build the future around them, because remember, it's them now, the younger ones. And I just hope we can have crime under control, Mr. Harper, because right now I am nervous. Every day I look at the TV, 4-person died, 2-person died, 3 get shot. I am tired. The last one I saw is 4 children get burned up. Sir, this can't be Jamaica that we are accustomed to. You feel like you're in 80. And that kind of revolution is not here. So why is it that we can't have things under control? After 78 years, sir, it's time for a change, sir. And I'm looking forward to UIC to take home that change. And I pray that the Jamaican people see what we see, so that when the right time comes, they will do what they have to do. And those that have the money to pay them, they will take it and still vote UIC, because the change is here. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And the success of the party, cooperation of everybody. Yeah.
Everyone needs to come together. And so
we have to.
Everyone on this program, do your part. If you can donate, donate. If you can't donate, then share the lives, talk to people and tell them about the UIC. Share with them the lives that we have. Bring them on, get them to watch our programs, get them to see Mr. Patterson and the other programs that we have here. Go ahead, Ms. Douglas.
And so the part where you encourage us to donate, I just want corporate Jamaica to know that when we say donate, we're not looking at people in general. Donating, you have a little pan, and every time you go to the store or sometime, whatever little change you have, you put it in the pan. And one of these days you open a pan, you might save up to $10,000, That is UIC money. So we're not expecting you to work and mind the parties per se, but we're asking you to be more disciplined of saving. This is for UIC, this is for UIC. When you reach X amount, I go to Mark and say, I want this to go to Westmoreland to Mr. Patterson at this address, UIC. And you go down there, you get a receipt and you move on. So when we say donate, it don't mean a whole heap of money you don't know what you have, but put it one side until you reach a certain amount. You send it off to the headquarters where to go.
Yeah. And so we'll disseminate that information or the ones that come in. Comments: without tourists and remittance, Jamaica would be one of the poorest countries in the Caribbean. I agree with the Dalton. He's also asking, oh, well, I read that comment already, sorry. Wade Noble, history in the making. Mark Tate says, trust me, who will be running for St. Thomas? Well, I mean, Mark, if you're at St. Thomas, we're looking for candidates right now. So, if you're willing to jump on board, we're willing to have you on board with us. Info Hub
Who is
says
that?
Somebody called Mark Tate.
Mark Tate. No, I don't know the name. Okay. It's welcome.
Alan Scott says you're another righteous woman, righteous Jamaican woman. Alan Scott says. K.M. Brown says, didn't M. Harper just say that enough money was in the budget to fix the roads? That corruption cost Jamaica 1.6 billion, so that can fix roads, hospitals, schools, etc. Yeah, I mean, we're losing a lot of money through corruption, a lot of money.
Yes, but sir,
that money was put in its proper place and was used in the way it should be used, then we would have a different Jamaica today.
We would have been better off.
Yes, way better off. We look at what happened
$45 million for somebody to run for a position that doesn't benefit Jamaica? Is that train money down the drain? No, sir. Come on, sir. That's too much now.
Yeah. And if you even look at, what happened with the education system, or what happened in the 60s, where we got money to build schools in Jamaica. And instead of using the money to build schools, we use half the money. So we only got built half the schools.
Right.
And now the Jamaica is now left with this big loan that we have to pay back. Well, it was a
Right.
grant still. But now we have to be suffering because we have students. We don't have enough students that are at a level, right? The education is not providing is not putting out students that are going to help to build and increase the production of Jamaica. So
Exactly.
now, money that if we had used the money to build the schools, enough schools,
Develop young minds.
been able to develop a lot more Jamaican people. They would have
Mhm.
gone out and been more productive, which would have now
Exactly.
added to our economy, which we would have now been at a better place. So
Exactly.
the issue is not so much as, again, I said, we're not a poor country, we're just a poorly
We are
run,
not poor by any measure. No.
right? So if we can now deal with the corruption and have the money that we have and put it in the right places, you will see a completely different Jamaica.
Completely different Jamaica.
Right?
And notice,
So,
everybody wants to Jamaica. The piece of Jamaica. What is wrong with us? And Jamaica is ours. Why can't we see what they see? Hmm?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's way past the time that we should have. I wanted to stop at 1 hour, but we're 26 minutes over. So any last words, Miss Douglas, from you?
My last word for Jamaica at this moment is for us to come together, learn the ways of the UIC, understand their policy, and let us put force together and go and support the party, allow them to come in office and work with them for the change that new Jamaica.
Amen. Yes. So we need a new Jamaica, people. And as I see it, the UIC is the only way to get there. The PNP and the are not going there. They're not going to take us down that road. The UIC is the only path to get there. So please support. Also remember, tomorrow, Mr. Patterson is going to court. And so we'd love your, moral support, spiritual
pray
support.
that it will work proper.
Your prayers. And also September 22nd, we will be on the streets, downtown Kingston, walking from downtown Kingston to Halfway Tree. And so that's
question, sir. It's
Yes.
okay to march on the 22nd without the police coming back to arrest?
No, we have already contacted the police.
Okay, so everything is good.
Yes, everything is good.
Oh,
well,
okay.
hopefully, as things.
Hopefully, hopefully. Hopefully.
Things can always change, But so far, we have the go ahead. So September 22, downtown Kingston from Ward Theatre to Halfway Tree. And that's going to be a good day because we're marching for good governance. We're sick and tired of what's been happening in the country. And it's now time for us to stand up and demand good governance from, not even demand governance from them, but say we are now going to do this. We can't depend on you guys to fix the system, right? So September 22.
Before I leave, sir, I just remember, I told Mr. Patterson, whenever time we're trying to introduce a party to anybody, please do not bash NP, do not bash JF. Just come honestly, look, both of them have done the best they could. We appreciate them. But right now, we're at the standstill where we need a new governance, basically. Don't feel like we can war and a fight. We can't manage that right now. You did the best you could. We appreciate it. Thank you. But it's our time to take over now.
Yeah. Okay. So last words from Ms. Douglas. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on.
You're most welcome.
Really appreciate you. Thank you, Ms. Douglas. It seems that Naika got cut off, so she's not here with us as well. But thank you, Naika, if you're watching the replay. And so tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. I think Chase will be on with another episode of the UIC TV.
Okay.
So, guys, have a good evening and a good night.
Thank you. Same to you. Be good.